Scaling your law firm doesn't have to be difficult. It's all about mastering a few key strategies, systems, and mindsets. Welcome to the Scalable Law Podcast, where we talk about how you can increase profit in your pocket and time in your calendar. My name is Carolee Fontanelli, and I have successfully scaled my firm so that it doesn't solely rely on me. Now I love teaching other law firm owners how to do the same. Let's transform your business starting now. Welcome to another episode of the Scalable Law Podcast. It's awesome to have you here wherever you are tuning in from. I hope that you're having a fabulous week and that everything in your law firm is going well. I'm your host, Carolee Fontanelli, and today we are talking about the biggest onboarding mistakes that law firm owners make when it comes to onboarding team members. And of course, I'm going to be sharing with you how to fix it. We're going to talk practical strategies for running your firm like a well-oiled machine so that you can run your firm long-term with growth and ease and without burning out, which I think is so important in our industry. Lawyers are often burnt out, law firm owners are very much often burnt out, and it is not a badge of honor. It is no good way to lead your life or live your life that way. It's very stressful for you and for everyone else around you when you are at full capacity, are burning out, and literally have no brain calories left to be creative or enjoy the journey. And let's face it, we are only here once. This is not a dress rehearsal. You've probably heard that multiple times this week, but it's absolutely true. And our law firms can actually be an incredible vehicle of freedom and wealth and also enjoyment along the way if we run them well and we create amazing teams, systems, and processes that can help us do that. So that's what we're talking into today. We're diving into the single biggest mistake that law firms make when onboarding their team. And I see it over and over again. Here's the short version for you, the Reader's Digest version. You're running your business from your head and not from systems. If that's you, stick around. This episode could save you absolutely years of frustration and hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost productivity. So let's get stuck into it. So this is the problem. Let me paint a picture. You hire a new lawyer, a paralegal, or an admin, and you're really excited. You spend a few days showing them how you do things, and then you set them up ready to go to work. You set them loose in your law firm. You expect that they will know exactly what you expect, and a week later, they've made mistakes. The work isn't done the way you like it, they've missed key steps, and there might even be unhappy clients, which is a fire that you then have to put out. Suddenly, you're spending your time fixing, re-explaining, double-checking, and you are super frustrated. But you're not the only frustrated one. They're also frustrated. And before too long, you're thinking maybe they're not a right fit. Or before too long, they leave. And you definitely then think, well, they just weren't a right fit. They couldn't do the work. And you blame and point the finger at them for not being up to scratch and meeting your expectations. But here's the truth. It's usually not a people problem. It's a systems problem. Most people that you employ really actually want to do a great job. I have spent 17 years employing people in my firm, and I know that the majority of them really want to do a great job. They really want to excel in their careers and in their new role at your law firm. But when you onboarded them, you didn't do so with clear documents or systems. And this is a problem that so many law firms have. The law firm owner is running the firm from their head. Now, I talk to law firm owners who are brand new, just been going a year or so, and I also talk to law firm owners who have been going for 20 years. I also talk to law firm owners who have brought a existing practice where there are also no systems and processes. It's very, very common to find law firms struggling along and they don't have any systems and processes in place. We learn how to run our firms from the previous firms we worked in most often, and those firms didn't have processes and systems. They also usually didn't have a lot of growth, and they also probably had a lot of things that you would have changed or done better. So this is definitely something that you can do better. So when you onboard them without any clear documented systems, what is actually happening is that you leave your team guessing what good or finished looks like. Every question has to come back to you, and that makes you a bottleneck because you've already got a lot of work on your plate. Mistakes multiply because processes live in your head and they are not in a place where the team can easily access them. And you end up working harder and more resentful than ever because you've hired someone, you're paying someone, and they're not doing a good job. So you're having to fix things and working harder. And it's just awful. The whole thing is a really bad cycle. The worst part of this is that it kills team morale. Your team members really do want to do a good job, but if they don't know what's expected, then they're going to either make mistakes or they're going to stop taking initiative. Either way, productivity and culture in your firm suffers. So let's talk about why this happens. I think the first reason that this happens is because often law firm owners have learned how to run their business from the businesses that they've worked in previously. A lot of the time, those are small legal practices where they didn't have systems either. They had some success, but a lot of chaos in the back end. And this is probably one of the reasons that you went and worked for yourself because you thought, I could do this better for myself. Law firm owners also don't actually understand the value of systems. They think having a practice management system is all you need. But the reality is that your practice management system, it only deals with one thing, and that is housing your clients' matters, hopefully in an organized fashion, and helping you to create invoices and record your work in progress. That's all it does. It doesn't even help you deliver legal service in terms of how your team delivers quality service, like calling clients back in a timely fashion. There's a system and a process right there that needs to be drafted out and delivered to your team so that the expectations around client service are really, really clear. Or the third reason that law firm owners don't create systems for their firm is they think that they will get to it later when they are less busy. But the reality is you are never going to be less busy. And without systems, every new hire actually is going to make you more busy and create even more chaos. Just remember, every single person that you hire has their own thoughts on how something should be delivered or how something should be done. And it is not going to get easier, only more chaotic with more fires to put out as you have more people in the business. You might also feel like it's just faster if I do things myself, or I'll remember how we do things, or they should just be able to figure it out. The problem is that approach doesn't scale. It is absolutely not scalable. You need to be able to replicate yourself in the firm over and over again, and you can do this with systems. This approach traps you in your business at every level where you have to be in every decision, every file, and every client interaction. And we absolutely don't want that for you. We want you to create the firm that you always wanted to create, which is a firm that brings you more freedom and more profit. Not only that, I'll also mention that these inefficiencies cost you heaps of money. And so if you're not happy with your profit in your law firm, it could be because you don't have the right systems and processes in place. And by implementing these changes, you can absolutely increase your profit margin. One of my accelerator clients told me yesterday that she's had the best month of profit ever in her law firm at 35%. So that was an absolute massive win for her, and I'm super proud of her because she has implemented so many systems in her firm that it's running like a well-oiled machine. She's down to 3 days work a week and she's making more profit than she ever has. So that is absolutely amazing and awesome. So there is a solution to all of this, and I've been hinting at it the whole way along. The good news is that this is absolutely fixable, and I'll tell you why I know this. Because my law firm for many years in the beginning, say 6 to 8 years, was absolute chaos. I kept hiring people. It was chaos. I was absolutely burnt out. I would go home exhausted to my young children at that point, and it was just a really hard time. And it was all because I didn't have processes and systems in place. Over several years after figuring it out, I started building out systems and processes, and we never stopped because it's an ongoing thing. As things pop up, repeatable issues, we created more systems and processes until the firm really didn't actually need me in there at all. So it's a wonderful way of creating freedom and more profit. So let's get stuck into how this is fixable for you, and it's often a lot faster than you think. So here's my 3-step approach that we use at Scalable Law to help law firms systemize their onboarding process and systemize their entire firm so that your team is not frustrated, but they are in fact empowered to do the most incredible quality work, whether it's in your admin side of your business or whether it is in the legal service delivery of your business. So let's get stuck into some actionable steps that you can take away today. I hope you have your pen and paper ready. So the first thing is that you need to start documenting the essentials first. Don't try and document your entire firm in one go. That is absolutely impossible and it's not going to work. So start with the core processes that each seat in your firm, so each hire in your firm needs to know in their first 30 days. So for example, if you hire an admin assistant or a receptionist, how you handle new client inquiries, the scripting around that, how you open and manage a file, how you communicate with clients, what your style guide is for that communication, and things like that. So write these in plain English and store them somewhere accessible, like a Google Drive or a systems and processes tool. They need to be accessible, they need to be safe, and they need to be editable by the right people. But they need to have security on them so that the wrong people in the firm can't edit them or download them. So the next step is to set clear expectations from day one. So during your onboarding, explain what success looks like in their role. Make sure that they have excellent position descriptions that provide a lot of clarity. Share with them what their KPIs and targets are for their role in the law firm and what they're working towards. And explain to them how you expect them to communicate when they have questions or issues and where they might go to find the right answers. So your systems and processes library. Clarify this up front because it is going to save you endless backwards and forwards. Not only that, the one thing that I find really frustrating working in a law firm when there's no systems and processes is the constant interruptions all day long. Not just you, but other people in the firm as well. That is so inefficient. It stops productivity. If you get interrupted and you're in some deep work, that can throw you off for 15 or 20 minutes or even longer. So make sure that you have these clear guidelines, processes, and systems easy for people to access and read so that they can empower themselves in their role and not have to come back a million times a day to you and interrupt you. Now, the third thing is that you need to train your team and you need to empower them. Walk your team through your documented processes. Let them practice where to find them, how to search for those documents, and how to utilize them, and give them lots of early feedback. Then, this is a big one, and it's hard for some of you, I know. Step back. Step back and let them own their role and take responsibility for their role. Having your team take ownership for their role because you've given them all the tools and you're empowering them is absolutely magical. Your systems should give them the confidence to deliver what you need in the firm without you micromanaging them. This is the most amazing thing ever because it absolutely frees up your time. So this is the payoff. When you onboard your team members with systems and processes, there's a few magical things that happen. One, you stop being the bottleneck in your own law firm, which means that you have more freedom and time and clarity and brain space. Number two, your team becomes more capable and confident because they're empowered. Thirdly, mistakes and rework drops dramatically, which means that you are running a more efficient practice, which is going to be more profitable. You're going to be able to get a lot more work done. And the production in your team is going to be much higher when people aren't making mistakes and having to rework some of the tasks that they have done. And finally, you're going to get back your time, and not only time, but your mental space, so that you can focus on growing the firm and creating a firm that is a well-oiled, profitable machine that gives you more time as well. At the end of the day, honestly, your law firm should run on systems and not memory. If you have tasks in your brain that you have memorized, they need to be pulled out of there and they may need to be documented. If everything lives in your head, your business literally can't grow beyond your capacity. I've spoken to a lot of law firm owners who have onboarded team members and it's just been a disaster for them. They've offboarded them within 3 months or 6 months, and it's so disappointing. And sometimes it's simply because they have not got things organized and set up in their business ready for team members. So the best thing that you can do before you keep hiring is to lay some foundations with systems and processes in place so that your firm can run like a well-oiled machine and doesn't rely on you. You can build an empowered team that can deliver incredible legal services to your clients as if you've duplicated yourself over and over. How amazing is that? That is the opportunity that is before you. So if you're listening and realizing your onboarding is more like a follow me around, watch what I do, and then if you've got any trouble, come and ask me questions and I'll help you out. If it's like that, rather than here's a system you can follow, then this is your sign to change that and to really empower your team and create a business that doesn't rely on you anymore. So start documenting one process this week, just one. Whatever's come up this week, it's repeatable, document that and then build from there. Your future self and your future team are absolutely going to thank you. So my firm was built in the end with systems and processes. Every task in the firm had a system and process. More than 300 documents, detailed. It took time, but it was absolutely worth it. So in Accelerator program, I give you all of those documents and those systems and those processes. There is so much value in there, but we don't only give them to you, we help you to actually set them up and integrate them into your practice so that you don't have to run your firm via your head anymore, that you can run an empowered team and get a lot more out of your practice, a lot more of what you want, freedom and profit. So if you are ready to start onboarding teams successfully and you really want to create a business that doesn't rely on you anymore, we are taking enrollments for the Accelerator program at the moment. You can hop on to my website, either book a call with one of my team or fill out the application form. We don't take everybody. We only take law firms who are ready to implement these strategies, because we're looking for ambitious firms that truly want to transform their firm so that they have a better lifestyle and a better business that supports their community around them. If that is you, I'd love to have that chat with you. So if today's episode has been helpful, I would love for you to leave a review for me at the bottom of the podcast and subscribe so that we can share all of our podcasts with you. We talk about all sorts of things here, whether it's from attracting the right clients through to building a team or automating your firm, all the things that help you to scale your firm to success so that it doesn't rely on you anymore, but brings you a whole lot of joy and profit, all while making a huge impact in the legal industry and for your clients. Well, until next time, remember, clarity beats chaos every time.
Thank you for listening to the Scalable Law Podcast, brought to you by the Scalable Business Lounge. If you would love to know how you can get more clients without relying on referrals, head over to scalablelaw.com to watch my free masterclass. Until next time, you have got this.